Good evening, everyone that is watching me live tonight. This is Darla Tweeten, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I come live to you every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock Pacific Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, and 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Now, I know 8 o'clock at my area in Central Time can get to be kind of late, for some. But if you will look out my window there, you can see that, of course, we're on daylight savings time. And we have been having the most beautiful weather. And for it to stay light until 9 o'clock at night is just kind of like the cat's meow. However, today in Iowa, it was, I don't know if it hit 80 degrees, but I know at one time I saw 78 or 79 degrees on my phone. And that is pretty warm for Iowa. Especially when you're considering today's May 12th. We want spring first. We don't need to have summer right away. But anyway, I am upstairs in my studio, and it is so nice to have this window. I have a window that faces north, and then I have a window that is looking to the west, and I see some pretty neat sunsets. But anyway, like I said, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa, and I like to bring new ideas to you, and I prefer to show you how to do things rather than having you guys just do them on your own. I know after a while, when you work with a coach, and I like to think of myself as a coach, that you guys are able to do it on your own. And even I myself, I need to from time to time have a coach. I do have a business coach that I work with. I work with her every week, and she gives me different tips on various parts of running a business. So my job is to demonstrate to you the new products, or maybe show you a new technique. And I get a lot of joy out of sharing those things with you. And so, hello, Dolores. How are you tonight? Gosh darn, it's good to see you on here. I don't know about you, but we had terrible winds here today. I think it's supposed to rain this weekend. So it's blowing something from the Dakotas, Dolores. I don't know what you have out there. Do you guys have rain right now, or what? But anyway, tonight we are going to be using the Artisan Sketched Garden, and I might as well go ahead and reverse my camera and lift it up a little bit so that you can see my work surface. So one of the things that I find is very helpful, and I truly enjoy it, is having what I call a form that has all of the different DSPs on it. And I think I want to get this so that you can see more of my bottom of my screen. So right there, we'll go right there. So anyway, like I said, tonight we are using the Artisan Sketched Garden. And if you want to follow along in the new catalog, we have a new catalog that launched May 5th. And if you turn it to page 63, you will find where the designer series papers start. And tonight we're going to be using this one right here, which is the Artisan Sketched Garden, and it's a 12 by 12. And it comes with 12 sheets, and that item number is 167752, and it is $13. I really like this this suite. It's all black and white. But you know what that means? That means that we can color it. We can use our blends. Let's see, Dolores, I'm better. Had my pupils dilated today, and it took a while for them to wear off. I wish we had rain, but just terrible winds. Oh, Dolores, I suppose you're doing your routine eye checkup, aren't you? That you had to have your pupils dilated. And always, it seems like when we need to do that, it's a sunny day, isn't it? And we kind of had overcast at times, and then at other times we did have some sunshine. Now, in addition to, when I do these lives, I always begin what I'm going to do with a Casing Tuesday. And this week, let me grab a pen here, because you know I like to write. This week, we are going to be doing Casing Tuesday number 564. Okay, so, and that, it's this one right here that we're doing, 5, 12, 26. So you can see, hi, Deb. Welcome. Thank you for spending some of your time with us tonight. I really appreciate that, Deb, and Dolores, too. So anyway, we are doing this card right here, 564. And what it has is it's got, I believe this is probably basic beige cardstock in this example here, but it's got 3 different shapes, let's call them, okay? So the dimensions of this card tonight is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's what the finished card is going to be. So the second layer is going to be 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inches. Then the 3 shapes are going to be approximately, one is going to need to be 2 1/8 inches. The other one is going to need to be 1 3/4 inch, and the other one is going to be need to be 1 3/8 inches. Now keep in mind, then the sentiment here, they have 1 1/8 by 1/2 inch. Now do please keep in mind that these are only sketches to get your creative juices flowing. So when I look at this card sketch, I went, okay, that's going to work perfectly with my Artisan Sketched Garden tonight that I wanted to do, because I knew I could have those 3 different shapes on my card. So let's go ahead, and this is my prototype, let's say, that I created for tonight. It was a very, very fun card to make. I did use the April product of the month on here, which is, why am I drawing a blank? It's a good thing. It's a good thing I have right across the room here. The product of the month was Eyelet Blooms die. So this was a rather large die. This is the size of the die right here. So obviously it's larger. Then you could use it in scrapbooking too. It is very, very neat. But one of the things I tried when I was using this die is let's pretend this is my cardstock right here. I would put a dryer sheet in between the paper and my die cut as I ran it through the cut and emboss machine. That way, when I removed the die, it came off a lot easier, and all of the dots and stuff were captured in the dryer sheet. And so I thought I would just share that with you guys. Some have suggested to dampen your cardstock a little bit before you run it through the cut and emboss machine. I totally forgot about that, but I did okay with using the dryer sheet. So this was the April product of the month, and it is 167984, and I believe it's still available. If you purchase $75, you can purchase it for $5. So that's what my second layer, which, remember, the second layer is 3 7/8 inch by 5 1/8 inch, okay? And then you had an angle that you cut it at, and so at the end, which was really kind of nice, both things were supposed to be 3 7/8 inches. So this die was kind of fun to use. So I colored some of that designer series paper, and we'll do that in just a little bit. And then I use the in color butterfly embellishments on it. So we will put that card right over there, and that's going to be our sample. So let's go ahead and do some fun coloring. So what I have prepared to do tonight, I have I've been kind of playing with the Artisan Sketch. Here's some DSP that I was using. Now, to save the paper, obviously, before I use the die cuts, I would like work around flowers, paper trim around the flowers. So let's go ahead and do that right now. And what I wanted to do was show you just how fun it is to color this DSP. I wish that you were sitting here with me tonight, and maybe some of you are. Maybe some of you are creating with me tonight. I hope you are. If you are, make a comment. I know sometimes it's just as nice to relax too. So this is going to be the light hydrangea hue that I'm using tonight, and I'm using the paint end. And it is, I like to color. Who else likes to color on the live here tonight? Or the replay, if you like to color, make a comment. So with the brush end, I just, gently color in the flower, and I have chosen, like I said, the hydrangea hue. Now, one thing I want you to realize is it will dry lighter. So it looks pretty dark right now, but it will dry lighter. So because I want to have this to be colorful, I am also going to use the light crisp cantaloupe. And again, I'm using the painting end. And I hope you can see me doing this. I'm just taking kind of like swatches. And I'm leaving the center because I'm going to come back in with another color. And I don't know, I think those are probably little buds over there. Okay. And there looks like there's another flower right there. We're going to take the light barely blush, and I'm going to color in the center of these flowers. And then also I am going to color that extra flower that we had there. And let's talk about Peaceful Pine. This is a light. It is a beautiful, beautiful green. So I don't totally fill in my coloring when I do it. You could if you wanted to. A lot of it is probably mainly for speed. And sometimes it's hard to tell what's a leaf and what's a flower. So I think I missed a flower right there. So, and then here's some more leaves over here. And they color very, very well. So let's go ahead. I don't know, what do you guys think that is? I think it's a flower. I'm going to color that, the hydrangea hue. And can you see right there? It looks more like a purple than a blue. Can you see that right there? That one that I just colored right there is more, it's darker. And as it dries, it'll turn this lighter color. So there's just a couple of other things. Let's see, we haven't used, did I use Golden Glow? I don't think I used Golden Glow yet. So let's just go ahead and make these the Golden Glow. Now there again, when you color, it's your own world. You don't have to be exact when you color. But I just want to tell you that using that paint end, it's just really nice to color in the thing. So that's the Golden Glow right there. So I also wanted to show you the new white pen. This is very, very nice too. And it is the white gel pen. So then you would just dot the center of the flowers with the white gel pen. And what we're doing is we're adding texture to our projects. So that is, and then also I can show you while I'm at it, who has gotten the shimmer brushes. This is the Golden Glow shimmer brush. You can see it's a little bit bigger than our Winka Stella, but yet, but the reason I think it is because this well is bigger. So you would need, it comes with a white ring. You're going to want to take that off. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to color something else. I'm going to color these leaves here that I just did, just as a sample. It is very, and it shimmers. Can you see the shimmer? So believe it or not, that is the DSP that you can color, and then you can cut it out by using your stylish shapes. And on our card tonight, I've done the second, third, and fourth of, here's the stylish shapes. You can do rectangles, you can do squares, or you can do circles. So I have used the second, the third, and the fourth. So obviously when it comes to this bigger one, I would want to use that on the bigger flower. And I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work, but I am going to actually show you the Stampin', the cut and embossing tool. So here it is right here. It's going to take up a lot of my screen. That's okay. It's worth it. And this is very portable. This is the mini cut and emboss machine. So what you're going to want to do is put in plates 1 and 2, and then you will put your flower in here. And that's right, I forgot why this was a little crumpled. Now I remember why. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim this a little bit more so that it will go through my cut and emboss machine better. So then go ahead and put your die on your item that you want to cut out. And I always take a Post-it note and lay that on top of my die so that it does not move as I'm going through the cut and emboss machine. And then you just gently turn it, and you can tell when you get to the die part, because it'll be a little tougher. And don't worry if it cracks and pops and stuff. That's part of the plan. Let me move this out of the way. And so this is the bottom plate. You will take off your sticky note, and you will have cut out the largest shape. And then I just put my sticky note back on the handle of my cut and emboss machine, and I use it until I can no longer use it. So what do you think of that? So I have already cut out the other two shapes. I wanted to show you one of the shapes, and that is the stylish shapes die. So, and we use numbers 2, 3, and 4 tonight. So let's go ahead and build our card here. We've got this part, and here is our first card that we're going to make tonight. And as you can see, I have an inside, to put on the inside of the card. And then I have another second layer, which is the 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And let's go ahead and take our bone folder and make sure that our card will lay flat. And then we will adhere this. Now this is the back side of these colors of right here. This artisan sketch. We colored this side, and then the back side is those little I call them little seedlings, okay? So I figured to do the pretty side would be too much for our eyes, wouldn't it? So let's go ahead and I am going to, the other one I put on with my adhesives. I'm going to go ahead and do dimensionals on this card. It's fun to kind of, shake them up a little bit. So let's go ahead and put our dimensionals. Oops, I already peeled off one, I guess. These are the regular size dimensionals, and be sure when you do this that you put them down the center of your project so that your center doesn't sag. So with your take your pick tool, let's go ahead and take off the backings. And you don't have to take off the ones in the center, because what they're doing, their job mainly is just to hold the piece of paper up, isn't it? So what I did was I used my take your pick tool to take off the backings of the adhesive. Okay, I love this glass cutting mat. It's got lines on it, and so you can put it on your silicone pad, and then you can line it up to make sure that you're getting it on straight. It doesn't guarantee it, but it sure helps. So that is our second layer. So then we're going to, now I can't remember which one I just cut out, but let's go ahead and arrange our three three circles. And I put the bigger one on with adhesive. Now, I do want to point out, and I almost forgot to say this, when you're coloring with those blends, it will bleed through your cardstock. This is just thin or basic white cardstock. So you're going to want to make sure that you're coloring on the glass mat or on your silicone mat, okay? So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we will, let's put dimensionals on the second one, which will be this one right here. And I will just put 3 on there. You can tell my hands are really dry because the dimensionals really stick well to my fingers. I mean, the dimensionals work well anyway, but they really are sticky on my hands right now. So then just kind of put that off to the side. And then this little one right here, it's going to be, you know, just kind of a complimentary. And you can either, you know, put it underneath of the other one if you want to, or you can have it stand by itself. And I believe we're gonna let it have its own ray of sunshine. It's gonna just kind of hang out by itself there. It's gonna be with the others, but yet it's gonna make a statement. And I really like that crisp cantaloupe color. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so then these are circles that we have left for our next. So then what I did here was I used the sentiment, I hope it finds you happy. And I am going to take our banner punch right here, and you can tell what size you need to make it. So this one needs to, obviously, the top one's too short and the bottom one's too short. So just kind of lock it in there. Oh, shoot. I'm going to waste one in the bottom, aren't I? Okay. Well, that's what happens. Well, no, Darla, do this. Okay. So I'm going to waste the top one too, aren't I? Okay. Either way, I'm going to, I thought I could get more out of this scrap of paper. But what we can do, now this is a 3 banner punch. Very, very handy. So I will put that back up here in my storage. And even though I did put it punched out 2 of them, I have this little thing that I keep right here, and then I can use the back side of that for another sentiment. So let's go ahead and adhere this to our card. Now remember last week when I put the dimensionals on, I didn't necessarily put them on this. I put them on my card so that they would end up exactly where I wanted them to be. So let's go ahead and pull off the backings there. And this is the front of our first card. I hope it finds you happy. Now, as I was doing that, I can't remember. I hope it finds you happy. That is from the Sunset Coast. So I think that really needs to be an inside verse, like maybe with happy anniversary. I hope it finds you happy. We're going to go ahead and use it as a front, and then on the inside we'll use one of these stamps. And I think what I'm going to use is, I like this, the adventure continues. So let's go ahead and pull this out, and we will put it on a block. Put that back in there while we're doing this. Pull out a block. I have one right here, and I have used these before, so we don't have to worry about them you know, not sticking. But before we do the inside, I want to finish the cover by using some of the in color butterflies. And I know I had them right here. Let me see. Here they are. Let's use some of the in color butterflies. Aren't these beautiful? These are item number 167656. And it's like it says, it's all of the in colors, and there's even a white. Since I've used a lot of the hydrangea hue, I am going to go ahead and use, I'm going to kind of highlight the crisp cantaloupe. And so with my take your pick tool, I can put the butterflies on with the, you know, the pokey tool. So isn't that pretty? What do you think of that? Do you think that was a good color to use, that crisp cantaloupe? So then the front of the card is almost done. What we're going to need to do now is with the writing tip of the blend, we can make some of our own embellishments. And I think I've done this before, where you can just do 3 little dots, and then you've done some embellishments with your blender pen. If you wanted to, you could also take your painting end of your blend, and this doesn't really flick as well as maybe let's go ahead and try this. Now beware that when you do this glimmer brush, it is juicy, and it will put glimmer splatters on everything it can. And it looks like maybe I needed to put just a little bit more ink into it. So, okay, so there is the front of our card. Let's go ahead and finish with the inside now. And on this one here, I just did the weeds, and then I did a seagull. So I kind of liking that right now, so I think I will do that. But I'm going to take the crisp cantaloupe, which is kind of the accents on this one, and let's go ahead and continue that with the inside. This is our new stamp case, so you just take it apart like this, and then you can lay it down beside each other. And let's find, well, let's go ahead and we're going to do something. I still have that and rock chair out here. So I am going to use that. And I probably need a sheet of paper on here. Or if I don't have a sheet of paper, I will, and I need to pull out my piercing mat, which is right here. Now we're ready to go. To get the best impression, you're going to want to use a piercing mat. And then also, I've been kind of watching other people's videos, and I did not know this, but when I stamp, I always just stamp in the middle. They're really recommending that we stamp all around our pad to make better use of the ink pad, so that it doesn't always, you know, go dry in the center and the edges still have lots of ink. So let's go ahead and let's see. I'm going to use the big flower, and I know, well, let's go ahead. I was going to say, I know the weeds aren't going to be, I have all of my in colors right now just in a big slot in my thing. I don't have per se the individual ink pads. I just have a big opening right now. So, okay, so look at there. So let's go ahead and stamp all around the edges of our Peaceful Pine. And then we're just going to just do a third generation of the grass so that it kind of matches with this time of year. You know, this time of year, everything is bright and new and red. It's just sprung up, so it's fresh, isn't it? So let's go ahead and adhere this to our card. I'm not going to put a sentiment inside right now because I'm not really sure, and I'm running out of when you see the red line in your Stampin' Seal Plus, then you know it's time to replace your refill. So I just happen to have another one back here, so we can continue on. So this will be the inside of our first card. So now I didn't really have to put a white inside of here since it was already white, but I think it just adds a lot of elegance to your card when you have a white inside. So that is our first card that we've made tonight. So we'll put that up there for that one. Okay. So while we're taking a little break right here, if you are not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, if you would do that, go on to YouTube and subscribe to Darla Tweeten 8262. I would really appreciate that. It is my goal to eventually do my lives on YouTube rather than having to, you know, download them from Facebook and upload them to YouTube. It would eliminate a couple of steps. And I think too that when you're on YouTube, you can stream it to Facebook at the same time. Okay, so here is just a piece of plain basic white cardstock that we are going to use on this card. So let's go ahead and is there any questions? Anybody? Hello, Peggy. Hello, just a reply, just a replay. Coloring is fun. Yes, it is, Peggy. Very much so. So let's go ahead, and I really liked the fact that that was popped up with the dimensionals. I just think it just elevates your card. So I'm going to go ahead and elevate this card too by having dimensionals on there. And this card is going to be real similar to the other ones that we've done. Oh, we don't need to take off the center ones, do we? So I started, but I didn't need to necessarily. So right now we do have a join special. And what that means is if you are considering purchasing over $100 or right at $100 in the new catalog, I would really like you to visit with me about the opportunities of becoming a demonstrator. You don't have to do what I do as far as running a business, doing lives. You can be a discount shopper. You can be, you know, be a hobbyist. If you like to paper craft, you can, you know, take your projects that you make to vendor fairs or to your church bazaar, or you can have, you know, some friends and family that you make orders for. You can do that as a hobbyist. You can also ask a few friends in from time to time to craft with you too. So right now, if you do join, which I highly, highly recommend you do, you would get all 5 of the new In Color ink pads and their new metallic ink pads. You would get all 5 of them for free with a $99 starter kit purchase. So what that means is you would be able to pick out $125 worth of product, and you would get the ink pads free. So you would have, then you could, after that, you could place your own orders and you would save 20%. That's the reason why I signed up to be a demonstrator, was for the savings. Never did I think I would be running this as a business, having a team, and doing lives. But as you gain confidence in what you're doing, then obviously you do new things. Now, if you've noticed here, there's this little, when I cut this out, I don't know what happened, but it's not circle, but that's okay. It doesn't make a difference because we're going to tuck it underneath of this, this over here, this shape. And if you noticed it, I did fussy cut it, didn't I? So this one is fussy cut. It's not a circle. I fussy cut the, you know, around the flowers and the leaves. So then what we need is, we need another one. And I really like this one. So I am going to pop this one up with dimensionals. Now keep in mind, when you follow a card sketch, that's all it is. It's to give you an idea. You don't have to follow it, you know, perfectly. You can if you want to. When you start out, you may, the first card, you may do that. And then as you continue to use the same sketch, then you will change it up. Now, let's see here. I'm trying to decide where I want to put this at. I believe I'm going to have it be kind of over here. And I did stamp a bird on there already. So there again, let's go ahead and have the golden glow this time be our embellishments. So let's go ahead and do the 3 little dots. Has anybody tried the 3 little dots as embellishments? If you would leave a comment that you have, that would be exciting to know that. Also, what I wanted to do is I'm going to take the white gel pen and I am going to gently put dots in the center of this flower. Can you see them? And the longer you hold them there, obviously, the bigger or the smaller they become. What do you think of that? Isn't that neat? So let's go ahead and do a few white over here, a few white over there. Okay, so that is, we got to do some more of those In Color butterflies. What color should we use this time? Should we use the golden glow butterflies, since we use the golden glow blend on our embellishments, as our embellishments? So let's go ahead and put a little butterfly there. Now these butterflies are all the same size. I just now noticed that. A lot of times when we have our embellishments, there's small, medium, and larges, isn't there? Oh, you know what I didn't do yet? I didn't put the sentiment on this, did I? I was trying to figure out what I had not done. So I haven't done, let's see, let me pick out another sentiment. I'm gonna pull this Boardwalk Fun. I know this is on a last chance, but I need a birthday card. So let's go ahead and pull out this happy birthday out of this one right here. And let's get a block. And I'm sure the block was cleaned, but it looks kind of green. So I'm gonna do that. So let's do the, oh, wouldn't you know it, all my colors are put away again. But I wanna do, let's do the Golden Glow here. This is really a pretty color. All of these in colors are very pretty right now. So let's go ahead and do Happy Birthday. And I know in the dies that we did earlier, the stylish shapes, I have some extra ones here. So let's see if I can use that one. That one might be a little bit too big. And this one is going to be too small. Wouldn't you know it? Let me see here. Nope, that one's going to be great. So let's go ahead and do with this stylish shape. Oh, it looks like I have a little bit of blue on it. We don't want that, do we? So let's go ahead. A lot of these have blue on them. I bet what I did was, okay, we're going to go ahead and use that one. And then we will do some coloring on it. And I bet you guys know what kind of coloring I'm going to do on it. So we're going to use the Golden Glow. We're going to use Happy Birthday because, like I said, I have a birthday card that I need to get out in the mail. So let's go ahead. I don't know if am I in the camera right now or not? So there is the Happy Birthday sentiment. So, and what I'm going to do, and I don't know how this is going to work with these new pads. I haven't done it yet. But let's go ahead and just scrape the edges of our thing here with the Golden Glow. Okay, now keep in mind, I know that blue dot is still there. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the hydrangea hue, and we're going to kind of just color the corners of it, okay? Which is kind of goofy, I know. But that'll get us where we need to be. So there it is. There is our Happy Birthday. And we're going to take the Golden Glow and we're going to do some little dots on it. And then we will, oh, isn't that beautiful? That really turned out nice. I like that. Happy Birthday on that little die cut from the stylish shapes. And I meant to lay my dimensionals down on my card so that I would know where to put my dimensionals. So we'll just go like this, okay? Oh, in order for it to stick, you got to have both backings off. So let's go ahead and do this. I want to make sure that that gets on there straight. Okay, so that is card number 2. And then the inside obviously will be on a piece of white. Okay. The last card that I am going to quickly put together is, I already have the second layer, the 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. It's already on my card. And what I wanted to show you was that moving away from the different shapes, I was just going to put the whole piece of, you know, DSP on it without cutting it out. I kind of like that. I might even like it better than the 3 shapes. I don't know. It's different. So there again, in following the card sketch, we know that we can deviate from it. You can do whatever you would like. So we're going to go ahead and put that like about right there. And then it looks like on this one, I don't know. I think this is the Chris Cantaloupe again is on this one, it looks like. So then we'll do the 3 dots. And we will take our white gel pen and do some white dots on the center. Oh, it is really, really pretty, you guys, when you do that. It just really, but you do want to let them dry just a little bit. Okay, so then I really liked that happy birthday. So let's pull out another, since I can't use my banner punch on that one, I'm going to go ahead and do another stylish shape. And then trying to decide, oh, that hydrangea hue, it is going to, nope, we better do, we're going to do Peaceful Pines because we haven't done that color yet. So let's go ahead and do the Peaceful Pines. Whoops. Oops. Good thing glass mat. Okay, 1. And remember to do it on the edges. And then we will do Happy Birthday. Hold it there for just a little bit so that the ink can absorb into the paper. And then let's go ahead and do, let's see, we don't really have, yep, we do. We're going to do this. We're going to have a green bird. Going to put a green bird right there on the happy birthday. So there again, it's your world. You can do whatever you want. But look at how nice those pads open up. So if you aren't currently a demonstrator and you would like to become one, wouldn't you like to get 5 of these new in colors for free with your $99 starter kit? I think that is a great deal. So let's go ahead and decide where we are going to put this green at. I could almost have put the happy birthday down there. Oh, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it at an angle. When you're worried about it being straight or not straight, another idea is to do it at an angle, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to put it on the front of our card at an angle. So I want some of the flowers to show. So I don't know, what do you guys think? What's your opinion? Does it kind of bother you that we have an angle here, and a line there? Is it kind of freaking your eyes out? No, I thought I would add that. So that is the card number 3. So I have really enjoyed doing those 3 dots as an embellishment. Okay, so tonight in closing, we've used the blends on for the new in colors, and they have been really a lot of fun to do. We've colored the black and white Artisan Sketch Garden with our blends, and then we have taken the stylish sketches and we have created 3 shapes on our card. And then we did one where we did not do the 3 shapes. We just did a square. And yeah. So what do you think? Do you guys like those cards? Oh, Peggy, yes, please remember the 3 dots. I think where I got them was from our one of our scrapbooking retreats that we did. Okay. Now last week, remember we did the Sunset Coast, we did the photopolymer stamps, and then we did the dies. Well, I kind of ran out of time, plus I had not played with them a lot yet. And there was one card that I told you, we had done the Highland Heather one, and then, well, we'd done 2 Highland Heathers with the strawberry slush and the secret sea. Remember that? And then I think before the live, I had did a prototype. Yeah, because I was on an accountability call and I did the lighthouse with the secret sea and then used the shimmer paper. So I ran out of time, and so I told you that I would then do the gorgeous grape. And so this is the gorgeous grape. And then I used the other die cut, which is kind of like a sunbeam. And then I cut the sailboat out of the circle. And that's what we did there. So what do you think? Didn't that turn out neat? Yeah, I thought it turned out really nice. And then my upline, her name is Dina. She is doing a new product launch for 2 weeks. And this was a beautiful card that she created with the Sunset Coast, bundle. And believe it or not, this is a piece of DSP. And this is just a torn piece of crumb cake. So it looks like sand, doesn't it? And then I cut that same lighthouse out again. The lighthouse that was in this secret sea, I just trimmed out enough so that I could tuck it underneath of my, sand. And so these are 2 cards then that I did from last week. So what do you think, you guys? Isn't this one just beautiful with that paper? So in closing, like I said earlier, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I love to coach paper crafting. I love to share what I love, and I love to share what I do. So I hold classes in my home on the 3rd and 4th Friday of each month. And I also do a kids night in a local town near to us, Clarion, on the 3rd Wednesday of each month. And that is from 5 to 7. So to do a shameless plug about those events, let's go ahead and put this back up. There. Okay. So to do a shameless plug about what I like to coach and what I like to offer, I do my customers and my team members can come to my events. Everyone is welcome. And look out my window, you guys. It's dark outside now. And I guess it should be because it's almost 9 o'clock. Can you believe that? It might be a little bit daylight yet, but for the most part, you know, it's gonna be nighttime. So in closing, I want to just share with each one of you, I hope you had a very nice Mother's Day weekend, and I hope that if you have upcoming graduations, I have a sister that is going to be retiring the end of this week, and there are many events that we will be attending the month of May and this summer. Please consider doing a handmade hug. That is how we can show others that we care by taking the time to create our own greeting card. So, and then when you do it with a group of ladies, you do it in a community, it is so refreshing that you have a time to visit with, you know, the others that are attending your events or just coming to your house to stamp. But when you go home with a bonus, which is some handmade cards, so you're ready for the next event. So God bless everyone tonight. I will see you in 1 week, which, believe it or not, is May 19th. So take care, and thank you for spending your hour with me tonight. Bye now.